Good morning again and welcome to Vacancy with Alibaba. Um, this morning, we're going to move away from health because we'll come back to that issue next week because we talked about the health programs in the last edition. And we said we're going to continue. But today there's something even more pressing that we need to address quickly. And it is issues surrounding youth and employment. The issue of age, the issue of qualifications, the issue of remuneration, the issue of preparedness, and the issue of get rich quick amongst the youths. Some of them just get out from youth service and you ask them what they want to earn for a job, and some say 300, some say 500. And you wonder, the people who even have master's degree that are working in the place are probably earning about 150, 200. It's not that that is what they should earn, but that's what the market is calling on now. So we're asking, what are the issues? What are the issues that relate to the youth and employment, or the youth and unemployment, or being unemployable? We're going to discuss that here, but first let me introduce Ini, my co-host. Ini, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Ali. Good to see you again, and welcome to our viewers. Thank you for joining us this morning.
All right. The issue is burning. Over the weekend, I met the Honorable Minister for Labour and Productivity, Dr. Ngige, and I told him, I said, there'll be need for him to come and talk with to Nigerians about unemployment and creation of jobs. And the first thing that he said is that the biggest problem is entitlement, that there's nobody that wants to even just work as an intern. There's nobody, that there's so many people who hate the National Youth Service, but it is actually like your first intern. You can put it on your CV. And you are paid, and it exposes you, and within that time you get, some people go work in a place of primary assignment and immediately get employed in the place and move on with their lives and begin to build a career. But some don't want to even just do that. So this morning we have someone from Sean Unemployment. It's a project that is been ongoing, and we thought that he would have answers to why the youths are not employed, and what can be done, and what are the issues and challenges that they're going through. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much.
We'll meet you.
Okay, my name is Mayo Ajibodu. I'm the founder and convener for Sean Unemployment Foundation.
Okay. What's the objective?
Basically to see how we can reduce the rate of unemployment in Nigeria and empower the youth for startup.
Okay. That's the goal. But what do you think causes this unemployment amongst youths?
Well, I have to look at it from different angles.
Sure.
Firstly, I need to start from the aspect of unavailability of jobs, even the jobs that are not available. And we also have to look at it from the angle of the youth readiness themselves. Are they ready to even say they need to get this job? And also we have to look at it from the various stakeholders, starting from the government. We look at the private public sector, then we look at the unemployed people themselves. You know, there's a project I worked on recently, and I discovered that this problem has started way back, even before our generation. Okay. You know, before independence.
There was unemployment?
No. Before independence, there were so many jobs. In fact, they were having issue with people filling these vacancies.
Okay.
But then,
so
when
there were more jobs than qualified people.
Exactly. So it's like there are more. There's more laborer, but few jobs.
Okay.
And so I realized that suddenly when they introduced education, and education exposed some of our leaders, we discover oil, and everybody just decided to neglect the farmers who were actually sustaining the nation. And before you know, everybody just wants to feed their pocket. And suddenly people were finding it difficult to get jobs. And so the youth come in, our parents tell us, go to school, get good grade, get certificate, and when you come out, you get good job. But only for us to come out and realize that that job is not there. So now what happens? It means we have to join the set of unemployed people out there. And that's why you see the numbers of unemployed people in Nigeria increasing every day.
But in spite of this, what you just said, there are still people who find work. Because if you get someone who is qualified, you will take the person.
That's right.
If the person is not qualified, you can, because a lot of people have done this. Wo aburo mini, he's just my younger brother. Just help the person. And once you give someone a job, even if the person is not qualified, the person feels entitled to everything anybody who is qualified for that job will demand.
That's right.
Because he's gotten the position.
Exactly.
So do you know that some of these youth, they don't even make research before they go to apply for these jobs? Okay. And some of them don't even know the skills that the employer demands requires before you come in. Some of them even have the skill, but they get there because of fright, inferiority complex, or probably maybe they see the people on board the panel and suddenly they just lost the grip and they won't be able to express themselves. We have people who have poor communication skills in front of the employer. So these are challenges that some of these youth go through, and it makes it difficult.
He's right. There's someone who has a first class that came somewhere once, and we're talking about marketing. And we asked the guy, what are the dynamics of Nigerian markets? He froze. He studied 4 years. 4 years, he froze. So when we finished and we left, I saw him again at the stadium. We went for one exercise program, health program, and I saw him. I said, how are you? He said, sir, do you know that as soon as I stepped out of that, everything that you people asked me came to my head?
I think sometimes, and I think that maybe that's also one of the things that will be, conversations we'll be having on the show. The interview process and the interview setting. I know that abroad, sometimes they try, depending on the job, and depending, even in very formal and professional positions, they try to make the interview process very informal and conversational. Because it's normal. Sometimes people get, you just freeze when you're seeing all the face, and these are people that are supposed to decide your destiny right now concerning that job. You can freeze. But I think also that, I mean, if you have it, if you have it in you, even if you at a particular point in time, you won't remember everything that you're supposed to say to an interviewer, you can't be able to sell yourself. I have a problem where people have this fantastic CV, they've done quite a bit, and then cannot even sell themselves. For an employer to take you, there must be something, it's about value addition. You must be bringing value to the table. So it's not just about having a certificate, it's also about value.
The other thing is, do you have cases where someone has a very good certificate, a degree, paper qualification, but he can't match it?
Yes.
Yes, you have, like someone has a 2-1 or first class, then he steps into his communication skills at 0, his intelligence can't match the degree that he's presenting.
In fact, we've had series of cases like that. We had people come in, we check their CV, you see 2-1, you see, someone, when you ask them, they say, I have strong 2-1, this is how they make it. We'll give you the sign for you to know that.
I didn't buy
2-1 is like, if you added 2 more marks, you would have been first class.
Yes. Exactly. So then you ask the person, okay, go ahead, what do you have to offer? What I realize is some of these job seekers, they approach employers with the mindset of adding to their problem. You see, you don't approach people. Because the reason why
not creating solutions.
Exactly. The reason why employers want you in the first place is because there is a problem, so they needed it to be a solution. So not come and add to the problem. So if you go with the mindset of adding to a problem, of course, even if you have first class, you will not be employed.
I'll be first class problem and then city organization. Okay. Now, so what do we need to do?
Well, I think we just need to keep doing what we're doing right now. Reach out to the youth and tell them they have to just get prepared. They have to be prepared. And you see, one thing, the educational sector, the curriculum only tells you to know how to define terms. It tells you this is how ambiguous word, define it, break it down. It tells you how to shake someone. It tells you how to dress well. It tells you how to speak good English. It tells you what cologne you're supposed to use. So sometimes this educational system doesn't prepare you to really have that experience that it takes to confront the real world.
All right. We'll be back. I will continue talking about what needs to be done to get the youth prepared, to get them employed, and get them qualified for the jobs that they're looking for. We'll be right back. All right, so we're talking about youth and employment and unemployment, and we have our man from Sean Unemployment, and it's a project that has been set up to make sure that youths get employed, and we've talked about why the project was set up. Now, we're looking at what can be done to get the youth employed. Internship is one, to get them to go through internship.
Volunteering.
Do people like volunteering?
Absolutely.
Even when you invite them to volunteer for certain, they will ask you,
is there anything for me?
What are you
Yes.
paying us?
And even when they don't ask you, they come with expectation that you will do something. But I think that, I mean, where we are at now with the issue of unemployment and the young people, and the numbers are increasing every day. So every year we're churning out graduates from all the universities. Every single year. Qualified, unqualified, half-baked, baked, and the one that is, you know, cooked and uncooked, all of them. And so the numbers are increasing. And then we have the issue, you had mentioned the issue of age. More and more employers are looking for younger and younger and younger people. So what happens?
You have to be 26 with masters.
So what happens? What happens to people who couldn't go to school? If it's now
that went to school late.
if it's now someone like me, in fact, there's no hope because you went to school late and you came out of school late. So what happens? So these are considerations that need to be placed on the table. We can't keep wishing away some of these things. The entitlement mentality is another one that we need to talk about. You said something about someone coming out and wanting salary for 300.
Okay.
The argument normally would be like things are expensive, transportation and all of that. But what is the reality on ground? It was Tunji Andrews also that said something on radio a few weeks ago, and it stuck with me and has refused to go away. And I think that a lot of young people need to understand. He said when he was young, he had dreams, like every one of us. Dreams. Look, I'm going to graduate, you know, university at this age. I'm going to be the youngest economist type of thing. But he, you know, had all his plans, ambitious, you know. Which is good, ambition is good, but one of the things that I learned from what he said was that always temper your ambition with reality. And he said he had his dreams and everything, but one thing he didn't factor, you know, being brash to people, look, I have my dreams, I'm ambitious, I know where I'm going type of thing. One thing he didn't factor was that life happens.
Go.
And when life happens, you
have to adjust.
You have to adjust, or life will adjust you. So I think young people need to, and when we say young people, we're also saying younger, you know, those that are young adults as well. Reality must always temper whatever it is that we're doing. And even within the employers as well, reality has to. So some employers also have a fixated mindset around the kind of person that they want to employ. Some of them will give you reasons why, because also manners of excuses will come, you know, but if we want to really, really change the dynamics of this unemployment issue, I think there are just basic issues that we need to talk about. You mentioned some of them, say they are not prepared. Most of them are not prepared. They just come out of university and that is it. No skills. They are not willing to take on new skills. They are not willing to learn anything new.
Okay, we have that issue, and then we have this other issue of choice. You tell somebody, okay, before you get the main job, can you become a petrol attendant? They say no.
No.
Can you become... I have a place, it's a restaurant. Some of my people who work there are graduates, some are diplomas, diploma holders.
Yes.
And I've sat and talked with some of them before. They want to further their education. And so they just need to get some money first so they can even pay for their stuff. And then when they're in school, during breaks, they can continue to work towards the next school fees. But they have friends
who look down on them for doing that. How can you work in the restaurant as a waiter?
For me, while I was schooling, I was working as a car wash guy. I was washing a car.
But truth be told, because you interact with them, how many people are willing to do that?
It's quite unfortunate that the youths of my generation of today wouldn't do that. They don't want to go low doing menial jobs. That's how they put it. They rather prefer to use their smartphone, do BGS, go on Snapchat.
Let me tell you how many some of these jobs are. We were coming on Third Mainland once, and the fan belt caught, and we pulled over. And this towing van comes and was talking to us. We said, oh no, we already called the guy that is in charge, that fixes the car. He's coming with a timing belt, and he will join us. And about like 10 minutes later, another towing van pulls up, and this young boy jumps out of the vehicle. So I was like, oh yeah, how are you? The boy looked familiar. So he got to me and said, Miguel. So I said, Vrendu, I said, what's your name? He called some Adeleke name. I said, yeah, Yoruba. How come you speak Yoruba? He said, bros, you don't know me. I said, no. He said, he's a comedian, that he came on spontaneity. So I was thinking, oh, so this boy is into this towing van thing, and he's also hustling to be a comedian.
Yeah.
And shocked me. He said he's going for youth service very soon, but he's just helping his dad with the towing van business.
I mean, some children will not be caught dead.
I said, wow. So we got that the dad came and we were talking, and there was some feeling the other side of this. And so we were talking about his English is perfect.
That's right.
His analysis of the damage of the sand filling and the benefits that will come to the people around the area was just mind-blowing. And when we finished, I said that somebody just called them, because they have those guys who hang around Third Mainland. They'll call you and let you know there's a broken down vehicle. Say they are going to, if they finish towing that vehicle, he'll try and come back. When his dad is going, he probably will drop and just come and stay with me. When he left, I was telling my driver, I said, do you know that that's a graduate? My driver said, and he's doing towing van work.
You see?
So society.
Exactly.
Society looks
they
down.
allow society to dictate their being.
And my younger brother, graduated, and he's in between jobs. He doesn't have a job yet. He stays in the store selling fabrics.
Okay.
I mean, and his mind is expanding, because he's giving me ideas of what to do, how we should expand the store, what we should add to the store, and all of that. A lot of them will not see that as an opportunity. A lot of them are not ready. I know a young guy who is a graduate, and he's, finished his youth service and came back and couldn't find a job. And the next thing, I saw him following the electrician in my estate, carrying bag and following him. And those people can be nasty. I was shocked, because I know him. He speaks well and all that. I'm like, why are you following Kunle up and down? He said, that is learning
the electrical
work. I found that very, very. Oh, how many? That's 1 out of maybe 100 or 200.
So what do we do about society? What do we do about society, first of all?
I think we also start, before I go there, I think we should also look at it from this angle there. Fine, they said definition of unemployment is those who are willing, who are capable, who have what it takes, for them, inability of them finding a job. That's what unemployment is all about.
Somebody who is qualified but can't
find it. But if the youth can just look at the definition of unemployment beyond that, then I think there will be lesser problem in society. How do I mean? Now, if you look beyond the fact that you cannot get a white-collar job,
exactly,
and you start seeing that there are numerous opportunities in other sectors, in other things, that you can be an entrepreneur, you can go learn something, and just get yourself skilled. One way or the other, you will be employed.
But don't you think that and you talked about society, which is what he asked, don't you think that we've also thrown away this idea of going to learn handwork?
I think we need to visit it.
I think we need to go back to that.
All right, we'll come back to this after this break. Okay, so off camera we were talking about job vacancies. There's so many fake job vacancies now. In fact, there used to be a spam and a scam online. There's a job in so. You need to send some money so they can arrange your travel and everything. And some people actually did travel.
I'm actually laughing because I remember the joke that I read on Instagram about someone who has been very upset with her boss, and so she now got a job on her radar.
And resigned.
That she has gotten a job with Shell Oil and Gas, and she went to the office, looked at her boss, and he was talking, and just said, and threw the resignation letter. And then next day went to report at her Shell Oil and Gas and found an uncompleted building, It was a joke, but honestly, that's what happens.
It
That's
happens.
what
But there's
So
happens.
many
People tend to
fake,
come
there's so
to
many
our
fake vacancies now. So what do we
Yes.
do about that too?
Well, I think the people need to stop applying for fake vacancies.
How do they know?
People need jobs.
People need jobs. So you see a vacancy, you will apply.
You see, we just have to stop being desperate. That's just it. We don't
No,
have to-
but I don't understand. There's a thin line between this, right? I
There
need
is.
to feed my family. I need to find a career for myself. And then somebody says there's a job. Sometimes you are blinded by the need for that job.
I think even beyond the fake job, I think it's something that the industry itself, in fact, the problems are numerous. Because as you're talking about, the extensions are many. So you talk about that. So what about, you say fake vacancies. There's some vacancies that are not fake. But the fact is that they are sent out just to fulfill all righteousness. The person that is already been assigned for that role has been concluded. The
Okay.
interview has been concluded. But the organization has to conclude, and you talked about the HR managers. The organization just has to fulfill righteousness that it was publicized though,
Sir,
and we've
that's
done
the
the
problem we
interviews.
face in this Shonen
Okay,
employment thing.
so that still happens.
Yes.
It happens, sir, and it's so bad. It's so bad that they will just they will doctor the whole thing. Oh yes, this is so that the whole world will know that okay, our organization released report that okay there were vacancies, but they already have people that they want to employ for those roles.
No, but I don't know how it is though. But if I have someone that somebody sent to me that says give this person the job,
The person
and I-
goes through the normal
Yes.
interview process.
no, even if the person doesn't go through, and we do that sham of an interview, and I find somebody better than the person that was sent to me, that person has lost the job. Oh.
But most people would not. Most people don't have those self-actualized values to be able to say that I will still go for the best, irrespective of the fact that there's a person that I know that has been sent to me.
Because you don't want to offend
Exactly, because you know in Nigeria we do rub my back, I rub your back. You give my sister a job, you might need a favor from me tomorrow.
Okay, so if one wants to join this shun unemployment, how do they go about this?
Firstly, we need to know what the passion of the person. How passionate are you to changing the community? How passionate are you to transforming lives? Then you send us a mail.
See, all this one you're saying is English. The person wants work.
Okay, but the people that are looking for
Employment.
Well, we have a lot of people who have submitted their CV. So, but then we'll meet with them first, see
Okay.
if they are capable for any job opportunity that comes in. So what we do is we keep them in line. And what the NGO is trying to set up an unemployment test center now.
Okay.
So in that center we want to have database of unemployed people in each state. Is going to be with us. So what we want to try and do is reach out to organizations to please stop this one. I know somebody, bring somebody. If
Make
you
it
have any
open.
job opportunity, please let us come through the center. We have millions of youth who are in this center, so they can have access to these interviews and all that.
Okay, so what's your email and Instagram handle and
Okay.
social?
The email is shununemployment@gmail.com, SHUN unemployment@gmail.com. Instagram Shun Unemployment as well.
Okay, that's good. You have a Twitter handle as well?
Yes, Shun Unemployment as well.
All right, okay.
shunning unemployment. We're tired of unemployment.
Because the thing is, a lot more, then there's another thing. What is the role of religion in the mindset of this youth? Some people will not, maybe we'll take it up some other time,
Yeah.
but I believe that some people will tell you, oh, continue to pray.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, you've not
yeah.
improved yourself.
Yeah.
That's right.
You are a graduate already, so just pray. God will do the rest.
Anyway,
And
thank
you-
you so
you
much.
sow a seed
Thank
to
you
it.
so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We have to shun unemployment and find a way to create jobs for our youths in this country. God bless you. Till then, Ini.
See you next week and join us for more conversations around this. Thank you.